company in northern Mindanao is reforesting denuded lands with bamboo trees and producing sustainable construction materials. Rizome eyes to plant over 10 million bamboo clumps by 2030, which can capture up to 26 million tons of carbon dioxide for a decade. Rizome has already planted over 3.5 million seedlings. It's on track to supply sustainable construction materials that have been patronized by architects, high-end hotels, and resorts as well. Truly a revolution of the modern Philippine timber. Here we feature companies with earth-friendly initiatives, one story at a time. Welcome to CEStainability. Rizome was recognized last year with an award for corporate excellence from the U.S. State Department under the climate resilience category. The State Department cited its pioneering use of engineered bamboo as a sustainable construction material. And to delve into this innovation is its CEO, Russell Smith. Welcome to CEStainability, Russell. Thank you for coming.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Why bamboo? Why is it a sustainable building material?
Well, I have to say bamboo is almost like a superstar of sustainability. If you look at it, I get inspired by the superstars here on your set, and it reminded me that bamboo itself is a superstar. And the Philippines is the main show for bamboo here in Southeast Asia, and we think around the world. So it has great capabilities to be a regenerative material. It regenerates. As soon as you cut one, it comes right back. It has these
When you cut a bamboo tree, it grows back.
It comes right back. So each bamboo pole, when you cut it, it comes right back. Because underneath it is the rhizome, the mother, and she just creates a replacement.
It's not like cutting hardwood where once you cut it, it'll take 30, 40 years to grow. I mean, for another tree to grow.
Exactly. Right? It just regenerates,
like
right?
Nara, Lawan.
It's more like a grass, right?
It is a grass, a giant grass. Yeah. Yeah, and it seems like you're always having to recut, right? Because it grows right back.
It grows too fast, actually,
but
sometimes.
You know, the issue with bamboo is its durability. There are people look at bamboo and say, oh, in 5 years it will rot. How are you addressing this concern?
Yeah, so bamboo in its natural form should rot, right? It's supposed to grow and then return to the earth. But for us to use it for building, we want to treat it and we want to remove the sugars. So what we like to say is sugar-free. So we remove the sugars using steam and boiling.
It's the sugar that the book.
If I was a book,
You know,
yeah.
Russell says book is the most common word he hears.
Because it's the most common problem with
with
a lot of the bamboo here in the Philippines.
Okay, so you take out the sugars.
Yeah, you remove the sugars, right, as much as you can. And then you infuse it with salt. So the old ancient way of using bamboo is they would harvest it in a certain time of year where there's less sugar, and then they would put it in the sea, for a year, and the waters would remove the sugars and infuse it with salt. So at Rizome, we do it industrial scale, but we follow the same ancient pattern.
Way.
We're inspired by that, right? They already figured it out.
So you don't soak it in chemicals, you soak it in salt water, which is very, very, let's just say, planet-friendly.
It helps a lot, right? We boil out the sugars, steam out the sugars, and then we infuse it with mineral salts. And that is what we're doing to give it a higher level of durability. Remove the sugars, put in the salt.
Why are you in the Philippines? You could be in, you know, Indonesia, which has plentiful bamboo, Vietnam, China, Latin America. Why here?
Intentionally, we were looking for a specific species of bamboo. And it's prolific here in the Philippines, and it's called Dendrocalamus asper. And it's one of the finest bamboo fibers on the planet, and especially good for building materials. And so we were looking for it. You have some of the finest in the world. We came here intentionally. We went all the way through South America looking for the right species, and then we came through the Philippines, and that's where we found it in the highlands of Bukidnon. You have this amazing bamboo called the giants, right? And the official name is Dendrocalamus asper, and it has these properties that make it ideal for making beams and columns and panels and lumber.
Okay. What makes it different from the other species of bamboo that you saw in Latin America and other countries?
It's stronger, and it also is more flexible. So that combination of strength and flexibility is what you look for, right? If you want to build a bamboo beam or if you want to build a bamboo panel, you want it to be strong and resilient. You want it to be flexible. So the fiber itself of the Philippine bamboo is what we were
Is there
actually
a
after.
reason why it's stronger here in the Philippines than it is in other countries? Is it our climate? Is it
Very good question. It's actually a tropical bamboo, and that's what really makes its strength. Let's say, for example, in China, they have temperate bamboos. They run, right? But the Philippine bamboos are tropical, and they stay all in one place. And it's that tropical nature that allows it to grow super fast, really healthy, and that, I think, gives it the durability that we're looking for.
What are the qualities of bamboo that make it better, for instance, than steel?
Very good question.
Can we replace steel?
Well,
with
we do
bamboo?
have a tendency to say at Rizome, we like to say bamboo is strong like steel, right? So it's not necessarily about having to replace, it's just providing another option for architects and designers. This one is natural, right? Low carbon, not a lot of pollution to it, right? But it has the strength of steel.
Or even twice, I thought. I
Yeah,
understand.
well, yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah, it has, on a strength to weight ratio, it has twice the strength of steel, which
Steel is
means you
heavy.
can use half the mass and hold up the same load. So instead of having a really huge I-beam, you can have more of a skinny I-beam made out of bamboo.
Okay, you know in
Okay,
Hong
here
Kong,
we're showing
yeah.
some photos, and this
Oh,
is the
okay.
bamboo that you're referring to.
Yes,
It's not the typical pole that's used for structure, right? That we see in Bali, for instance.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. Tell us about this.
Yeah. That's an excellent question. So we love the bamboo pole, right? We're inspired by the pole, but what we're really doing is we're taking the fiber out of the pole and we're turning it into lumber. Plywood sizes, lumber sizes, I-beam sizes.
Like we can have bamboo flooring here in our
That's
set,
right.
for
It's
instance.
it's been dimensionalized. It's been turned into lumber products. And so what we do is we take the fiber out of the pole and we put it into plywood sized panels. We put it in
Tell
lumber.
us about that process of taking out the fibers. I mean, I understand that there's fibers because you can kind of see it when you look inside,
yeah.
right? There's like lines. And also in the finished product, you can see it. How do you really extract the fibers?
It's a few steps, but almost like a wood mill did. So in the past, Philippines had many mills around the country. And what we're doing now with bamboo is the same process. We mill it, and then we treat it, and then we press it, and it becomes a board. So we slice it, and then we treat it in the salts that you were talking about, and then we dry it, and then after it's dried, we press it together into panels. So it's about a 4-step process, taking it out of the pole and putting it into a panel.
I have a curious question. Why do you think bamboo isn't widely used here? You're saying we have the best species of bamboo, but like if you go to places like Hong Kong, when you see a building under construction,
Yeah.
it's not steel like scaffolding that you see, but they use
Bamboo.
And we've seen Jackie Chan movies where he climbs
But
up on
that's
these
scaffolding.
things. It's scaffolding, but like I see
Yeah.
skinny poles.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
We think it's for poor people.
What do you think?
And if you,
Yeah.
you think it's too
It's not-
native,
Okay.
but we should love it, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't
Yeah.
exactly know why, but I can give a
You
theory.
associate
it
Give a
with-
theory
with-
that there's not a chopstick industry here in the Philippines, and so I think that's the first step in industrializing bamboo has been chopsticks. And so in China, chopstick centric, Vietnam, chopstick centric, and that helped them start step one in making bamboo industrial. It's the only thing I can think of because
Yeah.
when we got here, we realized it's the finest bamboo for what we want to do. Even the Chinese that have been here said, "Oh, you have the finest bamboos here."
We also use it for bicycles, right?
Yep.
Bam bikes.
Bam bike,
is
right.
But
It's
it's
very-
not
popular.
industrial.
It's not engineered.
It's a small scale.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's a good
yeah.
step. What Bam Bike does is excellent, right? They make these amazing bamboo bikes out of bamboo, which they could have made it out of high carbon metal or something like that, but using the bamboo is a really good step. So we're following in that direction, and we're just specializing in beams and columns and panels.
Well,
And
Russell,
so you're making it industrial scale.
That's our job, yep.
So are you,
speaking of
Paolo?
industrial, I
Yeah.
believe you're also targeting to construct high-rise buildings
That's
using
our-
bamboo.
Thank you.
How tall are we
Yeah.
talking about?
And
Every day you
using
walk-
bamboo where? In which part of the building process?
So every time you walk into our office, you see what we call the bamboo sky tower, and it's our aspiration. Right now we've built 2 stories, but we want to build 50 stories, and we want to do it right here in Manila, right? And what we would do is we would combine bamboo with steel and concrete. So there's space for everyone. So you could do a concrete central core, you could do a steel frame, and then every 5 stories or so you insert bamboo timber. So imagine a combination of a building where it still has concrete, still has steel, but you put in a lot of bamboo timber products.
So you used it in those multi-story buildings as an I-beam replacement.
An I-beam replacement,
Okay.
Wood plastic
She knows her
composites.
construction.
Very good. So, you know, also WPC, wood plastic composites,
Yes.
it's used everywhere, right? And so now we give you a natural
I use
alternative
that
for
on
it.
the outdoor wood because it tends to rot here. So how would, I'll ask you, how does that compare? Because wood plastic composite can be heavy.
Yeah.
It also fades over time. How does your engineered bamboo hold up to that?
Yeah, so the sun is really strong, right? And so it's over time, everything will change. So bamboo will too. So what we do is we have a certain life expectancy of our outdoor products, and then we take certain steps to really condense the bamboo and then give it a really thick coating of, for outdoor exposures. But over
price?
time, it can you know, change,
Weather.
and it will. So it's not going to live forever, but because it's regenerative and because it's low carbon, it's okay, right? It lasts for a nice long life, and then we can recycle it because it's circular. We can put it back into the
chip
brand-
machine and
yeah,
chip it up,
exactly,
chip it up, and do it
then-
again.
That's right.
And price-wise, how does it compare?
I am surprised, to be honest. We thought in our business plan that we were going to be a green premium for a long time, but we found because of the economic advantages of working in the Philippines, right, the production versus the cost of labor, really, really good. The cost of the bamboo itself is affordable. So we're finding that we're competing already today with steel. And that was not something we expected so early in our business plan. So we're quite happy that it is, we think, an affordable product that's available for everyone.
If you were, how much less carbon emissions would you use if you opt for a combination?
Yeah.
How much would you reduce your?
In general terms, we would say if you, let's say you replace 12% of your house with bamboo, you're going to reduce the carbon footprint of that building probably by 30%. So it's almost 2 for 1, a 2 for, buy one, get one. So then it doubles. So it reduces the footprint by probably a third.
One thing that I really also like about Rizome is that you are working with indigenous peoples communities to plant on their ancestral domain and give them livelihood. Tell us about how this is being done.
It's probably one of the best parts of the whole opportunity, right? This bamboo value chain only would start if there were people willing to plant bamboo on their lands, right? So the ancestral domains were deforested a lot, right, and kind of left as grasslands. So we come in with carbon financing and we give them the bamboo, the ancestral domains, and then we...
Okay, pause.
Yep.
What is carbon financing? Explain it in layman's terms. Because you're funding this planting of bamboo by selling carbon credits,
That's
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So what a carbon credit is, it's an opportunity for a company to say, hey, I'm going to remove part of my carbon budget. So let's say I'm an electronics company. I know I have a certain carbon output as I manufacture my electronics. So I can reduce the amount of carbon I put out, but I don't eliminate it at all.
Yeah.
But what if I planted nature products like bamboo and it removed the carbon as it grows? So luckily we can measure that and we can offer that to them as a carbon credit. So it's a way for them to offset their carbon footprint.
And they're paying the...
They pay us to do it.
They
So
pay you, and you're using this money to plant.
to plant and grow bamboo with the indigenous communities. So the money comes right from the companies to us. We're the fiduciary. We're responsible for investing the money, but we invest it with the ancestral domain IP groups.
How
Isn't
much?
that amazing?
It's so amazing.
Yeah.
How much output are you able to do
I
at
will
your
have
current
to.
capacity
Today at our factory.
today at your factory?
Well, I was just talking to our engineers today because it's
timing.
not enough. Actually, this is what we're finding. So today we can do maybe 10,000 panels a month.
Of
which is
plywood panels.
plywood panels, right? But that's just a start.
That's so
right?
small.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Your target is?
Yeah, 100 times that, right? So as we develop the bamboo together, then we can 10x it, and then we'll 10x it again. So it's a step function. So 10x what we're doing now, and then 10x again, and then I think we'll have a really good start of a good industry here in the Philippines.
I just wanted to mention the IPs. It's the Bugkalot and the Manobo.
Yes.
Manobo
That-
tribes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So before, they had nothing in their land.
Yeah, they have a lot of grassland, right? And bamboo is really good at growing on grassland, and it will fade out the grasses. So we get rid of those toxic grasses and give them a recurring crop that they can harvest.
In a way, we are becoming the lungs of the world.
Nice way to look
Right?
at it. Yeah, yeah.
So, Russell, we'd like you to give us your parting words, perhaps entice people watching that to use bamboo in building their home.
Great. Well, we came here looking for a specific species of bamboo, but then we met all of you. And we realized it's not about, let's say, us looking for fiber. It's about the community that the Philippines offers. So if we can figure out ways, continue to partner, piece by piece, step by step, I think we're going to create a great value chain that will add a lot of economic value to the GDP of the Philippines, as you were just talking about. We're only, $26 away from going to a higher middle income state. We can do it with bamboo. So if we do it together, I think we can help raise the GDP of the Philippines and make a big impact across the world.
Do you have a computation for that?
Well, I do actually. So,
Because one thing,
Yeah.
sorry, I just have to mention this because communities that have bamboo can sell to you.
To us, right.
You don't have to be the one to plant for them.
That's right. They don't- yeah, exactly.
There's
We-
an opportunity
yeah.
for small farmers.
for everyone, right? So we buy a pole for 100 pesos. We could buy it at our gate for 230 pesos. We buy a slat for 13 pesos. And that's providing economic opportunity for everybody day one. Imagine we do that across the country.
He's making me want to plant this giant bamboo now.
You have a lot of land. I'm
Not
sure.
really. That would be the biggest problem right now.
So thank you so much,
thank you.
Russell, for
Success.
your optimism and for onwards to upper middle income.
That's right. Let's do it together. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was Russell Smith, CEO of Rizome.